So now let's open our row PHP project, and then this one is the Laravel project. So what we're going to do is let's copy first this script and then put it in our new Laravel project. So it's inside the GS folder. Let's just check. So it's in public CSS. So let's create a folder for our JavaScript and then create the file. Then here we can link. Let's grab this one and replace this with the GS folder path. So let's refresh. So we should see, so in our routing we should have the product without the file name. So let's add a new route or endpoint for the products. So let's just go to our folder or project path and create the product control. So we already created that one. So let's just copy and then add product. So this is just the product, and then instead of the app we're going to use the product controller. Let's make sure to add it in our namespace. Fresh. So here let's create a function. So this is the page, and then going to return or create a view file. Let's create first a folder called products, and then here that will be add.blade.php. So going to return the products and then the add.blade or product.add. If we refresh, you should see an empty file. And then we can just copy this dashboard. Then let's replace this one. Let's use that product management add, and then for our main content, so let's try to copy this from our row project. So let's just check first this main content, which is the starting. Let's see what is the starting point. So I guess this one can just copy and paste, and then here let's properly indent that one. So refresh. So user, right now we still don't have a permission, so let's remove this one, and then also this one, fresh. So here we have another script. So this one is error messages. Let's remove that, and then so this is also when we pull the supplier list. We don't need this one. Well, we need this one, but not this way. so we can just remove this, and here on our function we can actually pull or get the list of suppliers. Let's try to, so right now our suppliers table is empty, so let's just manually create first or insert data. So set the email, and then so here the date, and then there is let's see, so we need to add first a supplier, since in our table we have, I mean a user, since in our table we store the name of the user who created the supplier record. So let's try this one, and then set the email, and then let's add, so let's add a model for supplier. So this is the supplier model. So let's include that one, and then here we can just use eloquent, so using the get method, and that will give us the list of suppliers. So if we dump, as you can see, we have the data. So let's add more data to our suppliers table. So I'm just going to update the name, and then the address, and then the email is add. Then let's add another one. And then the email address. So we have now 3 of these. So once, so I'm thinking of passing a JSON, but let's just see. So let's now use compact, and so let's just remove that JSON. So once we use the compact, we'll be able to use the variable in our view file. So let's check. As you can see, here is the data. So now inside the supplier, or not the supplier, but this view, we can, so let's just check the old one. So we can just copy that, and then we're going to remove this one, and then use the suppliers variable. So if we refresh, as you can see, we have the list of suppliers and the option, and also you can remove the to array and then use this method instead of index, use that one. So the same result. So next thing is, so once we click the add, we should also, so here select the supplier, product name, and then integrate. It should be redirected to this, so let's change this one to product add. So going to register this one in our route PHP. So here let's just copy paste, and this one will be a post since we are sending data. And then here let's add the function called add product. So here it should be dot one, then here going to create that function. So if we refresh, so let's try. So page expired. So if you are using post method, we're going to send additional token, the CSRF. This is to avoid attackers. So it's a unique random value to perform or prevent attackers from performing actions on behalf of a user without their knowledge. So here's how we can generate that one. So here we can just use the at and then CSRF. So if we refresh, and then if we take a look at the code, as you can see, here is the token generated. So now if we're going to submit, it is now working.